everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Lydia here with your full moon reading for March 7th. And it's going to be very interesting this month. I've heard so much from different channels and different channelers about how March is going to be a crazy month. But it's also, and I see the craziness happening. I see the global stuff going on. And yes, it is absolutely off the charts crazy. However, we are also going through a massive shift. Once again, I've said this in so many videos, I just wanted to mention it again. We are going through one of the biggest shifts of our lives. And this is because it is basically going right into our DNA, and our cells are changing. Our body is changing. We are becoming more and more crystalline. So as this happens, you're going to feel physical symptoms. You're going to probably feel mentally, emotionally different. And that's the only word I could use, is different. And spiritually, off the charts, amazing. So there, with that though, is a transition. You are at the moment breaking out of the chrysalis that the butterfly usually does, and we are becoming butterflies. With this means that that transition isn't that easy. It means that some of us might be going through some issues with revisiting things in the past, whether it has been experiences in this life, this past, I guess, time that we've been on this planet in this existence, or in other existences. Because at this time, we are integrating, hopefully you'll get this. This is kind of a 4D, 5D way of looking at our 3D, 4D plane. And what is happening at the moment is we have come here in many different aspects of ourselves, expressions of ourselves. Think of a tree that has roots, and all of those roots are expressions within the same medium, which is here in the dimensional plane. And what is happening is all of those roots are becoming one. And that means that we are integrating all of our expressions into this one lifetime, this particular time. Not everybody is going to be doing something like this. There are a number of us that are basically wanting to stay here. There's a number of us that are going to be doing some more work and learning a little bit more about themselves. And there's a number of us that are actually going to be ascending. And this is why, and when I say ascending, I mean everyone is ascending. Everyone is moving into, we're spiritually, we're in a spiritual evolution. But there are some of us that are graduating into the next level of existence, where we go through some more learning experiences, possibly. I don't know that part. It's kind of new. But at this point, this is what I'm feeling, that my guides have been kind of giving me intuitively, as well as what other channelers and astrologers are also mentioning. And it's a feeling. It's just that intuition. It's that feeling that resonates with me, that resonates with what is about to happen. So with that, our wisdom is getting higher and higher. It is getting to a plane where you will know things that you never thought you would ever know. You will do things that you never thought you could ever do. You will let go of certain fears that were unexplainable when you came into this existence. And you may attain some fears that actually have been in other aspects of yourself in this lifetime, so that you can let go of them. Because we are becoming expert manifestors. We are becoming experts in letting go of fears. This is a really remarkable time. And I believe that this full moon is also a remarkable full moon. We have so much, as we're going into the Piscean, well, we are in the Piscean constellation, the time astrologically that heralds the Piscean nature, and the way that Pisces is very dreamy, very compassionate, very loving. And sometimes it is hard to get grounded. Sometimes it's hard to keep grounded. So this is actually a recurring theme throughout this month until the next full moon, that we should and hopefully will continue to find ways of grounding, whether that means walking in nature or imagining, visualizing yourself being grounded, having the light coming straight down into your crown, right down the spine, and turning into roots underneath your feet so that you anchor to the earth grid. So grounding is going to be very interesting. And and also something that we're going to have to do. Self-care is going to be very important as well. And looking at the relationships you have, whether it is for family, for loved ones, basically, everyone around you. And for those who are not so loved, look at all the relationships you have and try to view this from a different perspective, from a higher perspective. Draw upon those expressions of yourself that are integrating and find that wisdom, find that higher state of consciousness in order to look at the relationships in a different manner so that you can see it from a point of love. So with that, let's start the reading. I have got two different card decks that we're using. We're using the Gateway of Light Activation by Kyle Gray, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And we're also going to be choosing to look at one card from the Moonology Manifestation deck by Yasmin Boland, like I usually do. So we're going to start with Kyle Gray, and the first card we have, again, I picked the cards, but I haven't actually looked at them. Pleiadian activation, and right now the Pleiadians, if you believe, the Pleiadians are also really playing a hand in our spiritual evolution at this particular time. They're there to help us, and they are waiting for us to reach a particular threshold, which is near, and we will be basically we'll meet our teachers, just put it that way. Whether it is within our hearts, within our minds, and our dreams, we're going to meet our teachers, whom I believe are, or at least Pleiadians, take that cake. So Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. I'm just going to give you a quick look at here. It is beautiful because I find that the card itself actually shows how much light is exuding from each and every one of us. It's all about light. And if you look at it carefully, you'll see that there are petals coming up there. And that also can show the petals within our heart activation, believing and knowing unconditionally, like an unconditional love that we have within ourselves, that we can bring out and flourish. So coming together, harmony in the heavens and resolution. Let's just see what this has to say. I'm just going to read it, and then we're going to go through that because I think it's got definitely to do with what is happening right now, and the full moon has a way of completing, right? So basically, coming together, we are resolving different different things within our lives and different things within the world. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, is an open star cluster found in the northwest of the constellation Taurus. These bright blue luminous stars, which formed in the last 100 million years, or are among the stars closest to Earth and are the cluster most obvious to the naked eye. Well, besides Orion. It is for this reason that they have been connected to many spiritual traditions through the ages. This gateway transports us to a space where we can witness the great coming together of the Pleiades. Each and every single star within the cluster is representative of a nation of divine beings. The Pleiadians are said to be human-like beings who honor the feminine and live in an advanced way that we on Earth could also experience, if we were to accept and honor the holiness of the female body. If we were able to travel to the Pleiades in the third dimensional world, we would not find these beings. However, for they have transcended the physical state and operate on a higher vibration. Connect. Find the Pleiades in the sky, in the night sky, or look at an image online, then say, "Great Pleiadian guides, thank you for showing me how to heal the matriarchal line and honor the feminine so that I can support a more balanced and evolved form of existence." The message that goes with this card. Pleiadian energy is about coming together in peace and in harmony. You are blessed to receive this gateway, for it is a powerful message of assurance that whatever uncomfortable energy you are experiencing right now will soon be washed away. The Pleiadians are beings who live in complete honor of their planets and their people. They acknowledge that in seeing and connecting with one another, they have an opportunity to see and experience the divine. They also know the consequences of disrespecting others. It's for this reason that this is no longer possible for them. If you are being challenged by loved ones now, aim to shift the dynamics of this relationship through a loving approach. How true to what I just said. The lesson you are facing at this time is an opportunity to heal old wounds and operate from a higher state of being, looking at things from a different perspective, right? And this is looking at things from a different perspective with relation to um, your relationships and your loved ones. But also, this can go very easily for any relationship you have. And I'm talking about relationship financially, with your, and that's a big one. I mean, at this time, financially, everything's really up in the air, especially around the globe. So that, and you do have a relationship with money. So financially, that relationship can be healed by looking at it from a higher perspective. And that's what this is also talking about the balance, the harmony that we have within our hearts and deep within our souls, to know that everything around us is connected. So because of that, it means that it changes our way of thinking about things, thinking about nature, thinking about the world leaders that are actually that are there, that are attempting to control, and then those that are actually trying to mitigate and doing uh, talking for us and helping the people. There are those too, believe it or not. I do believe that. So there is this change the dynamics of relationship. As an example, always look at something with a state of compassion, not to put up your guard and to deflect or to defend yourself. It's not as though you're always having to. In some relationships, you may. And that's, quite, it could be physical, it could be psychological, that you'll have to defend yourself. But that means that you also exercise your power, because you have power. You have power as a light being in a human body, and you can exercise that, and you should exercise that, especially when it comes to your sovereignty. So, coming together, one of the major things that I want to talk about right now is how many things are going on in the world that are affecting groups and populations of people. And one of the things I would have to say is the war between the Ukraine and Russia. I'm going to go specific here. The train derailments and other instances where chemicals are being exposed, or toxic, hazardous chemicals are being exposed, whether it's in the air, the water, the ground, and in the air, and as it progresses through the globe into other regions of the world, it is also causing issues with human physical health. So what is happening? There's earthquakes as well that are like all over, volcanic reactions. This is also in line with astrological predictions, which I encourage you to look at and see how it compares with what is going on in the world, because there is an absolute distinct connection. With all of these things, what is the underlying um, conclusion and result? Because it's hazardous, it's terrible, it's drastic, it's chaotic, and it's heart wrenching to see all of these things happen and how people are affected by it. Well, what happens? We become more compassionate for other people. That is what that means. We're coming together, a community coming together, communities that are affected by this. Turkey, for example, and the earthquakes that have been hitting it like crazy, and other earthquakes across the world, because there have been many. And a lot of these other issues that I'd have to say, floods, fires, cleansing, these are all cleansing things. However drastic and however terrible all of these things are, we come together as a group and as compassionate, loving beings to help. We shed our light that way. We send light to these regions. You have no idea how much light is being shed on this planet right now. And because of that, it is raising our evolutionary path higher and higher every moment. I get chills. I get chills just thinking about it. That's how important this time is. And all the chaos, yes, that happens when you're in the chrysalis about to break out. So, harmony in the heavens. This also means that across the universes and dimensions, what is happening with us is actually affecting everything else. So, if there has ever been talk, there has been talk about a nuclear war or nuclear this, nuclear that, nuclear weapons, yada yada. And with I say this because of the fact that it is fear mongering. And I also believe that our brothers and sisters of light that are watching over us will not let that happen. And there's been many instances where nuclear weapons have been denatured by some unseen or seen um, uh, physical thing that basically denatures it. In other words, turns it off. So we are having, and resolution, we're resolving a lot through going through all of the trials and tribulations we are at this point, because there's always a resolution. You don't just go through it and then there's nothing coming out of it. You never go through an issue or a situation, whether it's through a relationship or anything else, without actually having a resolution of some sort. And so that is also part of this. We're resolving some of the key issues, key old systems from the past to make room for the new. So that to me is extremely exciting. Even though all of the craziness that is going on and all of the disasters that are going on, I'm not making light of. They're affecting everyone. They're affecting the people in the regions that these disasters are happening. But it is also bringing in a newness that we actually are ready for. So let us go on to the next card. And it is from the Moonology Manifestation deck. It is the last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. Now, this basically gives us a fair warning to say, with all of the things that are going on, you must take the higher advantage of laughter, of love, and play. Do something that brings joy into your life. Try not to take life too seriously. Try not to take all of the disasters too seriously. I know that's a tall order, and that's probably like, you're probably looking at me thinking, what? What are you saying? Well, this basically has to do with the fact that our lives are what we make of it. We make the choices. We make the choice to love. We make the choice to be happy. We make the choice to feel joyful, or we make the choice to be miserable. And in this case, this is saying, make the choice to be happy now. So let's look at the last quarter moon in Leo and see what they have to say about that, especially when it comes to being in a situation that we are right now. And this also has to do with the full moon, because it is also resolutions from the first card, but also saying, if you recognize how much you have experienced and how much you have resolved, how much you have completed, you stand to look at the major successes that you have, which gives you joy, or will at least hopefully let you feel like you have accomplished something. So let's read this up. What's happening for you right now can turn out well, but you need to find a balance between the light and the dark of the situation, which is quite literally what's happening. Get in touch with some lighter and happier feelings to clear away any energetic debris that may have grown out of your fears. That said, this isn't about glossing over any dramas and pretending all is well if it isn't. A positive attitude towards life now will help clear away any upsets. Manifesting mix. two very strong energies are at play here. All the things you fear and your very vitality. Manifesting mindset. Drawing this card suggests you need to lighten up a little. Happy manifesting comes from a happy place. Make a list of your blessings. So I just want to talk about that for just a moment. Manifesting is so on par right now. It is almost immediate. So if you think about any fears that you have, they manifest almost immediately. And if you think about something, I don't like positive and negative, but I'm going to say negative because for ease of basically making a point that if you manifest or you're thinking about something negative that's going to happen, whether it's in a relationship, your financial situation, the economic situation, yada yada, it will happen. And it will happen in some different way that you may or may not expect, but that'll be the exact same thing for if you think about something positively. If you're setting out intentions, which tends to happen after the full moon, but at this point, our intentions are very important, and intend to be happy, intend for things to work out for you, and they will. Manifesting magic. These crystals work well, especially well for the sign of Leo. Sunstone, carnelian, citrine, rose quartz, aventurine, or Dalmatian jasper. You can seek those out from a crystal store or a metaphysical store anywhere that's near you. Choose one and hold it while you meditate, visualizing a warming orange light swirling around you. Alternatively, keep your crystal close by as you work through your situation, or use 5 or 6 to make a crystal grid. If you want an affirmation to say with your meditation, try this. When I forgive myself, I set myself free. And I'd have to say that if you were doing any manifestation work with crystals, they amplify your intentions 20-fold. I don't know, I'm using a number, but basically they really amplify your intentions. I have my crystals that are set near my vision board. And whenever I'm thinking about it, because I have that vision board just right in my head, I'm also thinking about the crystals, how it's amplifying what my thoughts are for it. So I'm manifesting as I'm thinking, as I'm just before I'm going to bed, whatever the case may be. And it's very important too, if you do that, if you're going to manifest something, if you want, send love and light out into the world. If you want to do something like that, do it wholeheartedly and intend for it to be out there, and it will be out there, guaranteed. Again, manifesting is very, very immediate. So we're going to go to the last card here, and that is once again from Kyle Gray's Gateway of Activation, Light Activation. So the Akashic Records. Now, this is something I'll speak of a little bit too. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. We have the access right now to our Akashic Records. I mean, we've always had access to the Akashic Records. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically the library that carries all of the experiences that we've had from every incarnation, every expressions incarnation on this human plane, from the time that we have been here to the future as well. Future. So the Akashic Records hold all of our plans, all of the specifics of who you meet, the major things that happen in your life, how your life purpose path goes. So it's an important part. It's an important part of who we are, because it is who we are. It kind of outlines who we are here on the plane of existence that we are. Now, you can access this to find wisdom and knowledge from any of these incarnations. And the reason why the Akashic Records are actually that we can access them now is because we're integrating those expressions into this lifetime, into this particular body, human lifetime. So it is important that we know of the Akashic Records and recognize that we can access them if we need any help to figure out what we need to do, some clarity of what is coming next for us, whether it is a career move, financially, how can we manifest what it is that we want to manifest, within our lives or within the world, but also relationships. How does, a certain person that you've just met or that you've been with have have as an expression in your life at this time? So there's a lot you can do with accessing it, and it comes with intuition as well, intuitively knowing what to do next. So once you give the intention to access your akashic records, you have it, because your intention is, it's an energy, and we are accessing another energy. So the other thing too is releasing past lives. Now, I say past lives are not really past in a sense, but basically it's releasing old karmic experiences from the expressions that are integrating into this time period. So what it does, because like I say, everything is energy. Everything, our thoughts, our everything, what the physical things that we see, everything is energy. It's made up of energy, and there's a vibration that goes with it. And so as we are releasing the um, energies of what we've gone through in past expressions, though that energy has to go somewhere. And not only does it go into the universe, it goes into the earth, and the earth herself starts to ascend as well. Think of the earth as more than one being that actually has the capability of changing vibration like we all do. And if that is the case, we are sending this energy to the earth. And this is what ascension means, is that the earth herself is going to move to a higher plane of existence. And she's going to take us with her. Or she could very well manifest a different reality that we're going to. That whole part, I'm not sure yet. I'm still working on that to try and figure it out and make clarity for it for you. So let's go into the Akashic records here, what Kyle Gray has to say about the Akashic records, and see if there is if there's a meaning that goes also with this full moon, if I can find it. This is always the funny thing. There we go. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. Akasha is a Sanskrit word that means ether or sky based. And as explained above, the Akashic records are a compendium of universal events, experiences, and lifetimes held in the spiritual realms. Elena Blavatsky, one of the founders of the Theosophy, described them as indestructible tablets of the astral light. We can visit the Akashic records in dreams, visions, and in meditations. When we are transported or guided to connect with them, we are being given the opportunity to take an inventory of our life and all of the events that have taken place in it, and to gain information on lifetimes past or in the future. Connect. Ask your angels and guides to direct you to the energy of the Akashic records. If you are feeling stuck or unsure, ask the records to reveal to you any essential soul lessons or information so that you can fulfill your purpose during this lifetime. The message for this is, when you draw this card, the universe is releasing you from past experiences. These can be soul-based memories, fears from previous lifetimes, or older aspects of this current lifetime that you have moved on from. Know that this is the time to reclaim your freedom and rewrite your story. You can do this by following through on your dreams. Gone are the days of fear-based indecision. This is the time to rise up and claim your truth. If you are sitting on a dream or are feeling called to move in a particular direction, it's because you have unearthed an important soul lesson, and it is essential for you to follow that call to clear unwanted energies of your past. As you do so, don't allow yourself to be pulled into expecting the worst possible outcome. Again, don't manifest your fears. Know that this expectation is not your truth, but old energy being released from your energy body. Call in angels to shine their light on any repressed fears, energies, or stories that are no longer serving you. It's time to fly high in freedom. Oh, I get chills with that too. Oh my goodness. So this definitely does have to do with this full moon because of the fact that we are releasing. And one of the things about the full moon is release. We bring in the new when the new cycle begins. And that gets us into the full moon. So basically, our full moon time periods releasing, and what it is that you want to get rid of, that would be releasing any past encumbrances, things that have any traumas, if you can. And if you need help with it, seek help with it, because there are people around you and or guides as well that are around you that'll help you to relieve those traumas. So releasing is of this time, and it's a powerful one. This full moon's a doozy. In fact, this whole month is a doozy. We've got the full moon that's releasing, and there is going to be a shift. There's, if you talk or basically listen to some of the channels out there, they're talking about a shift in energy and experiences that are happening on the globe, as well as within ourselves. So there's definitely going to be a change between who you are right now and who you are at the end of this month. Sorry. So we go through the spring equinox as well, and just after and just around the same time, because we're still in the same energy of it, we're then going through a new moon. So it is amazing. So the equinox is on March 20th, and on the 21st is the new moon. So when we look at all the energies that are happening, and the planetary aspects are very strong at this time. So again, check out an astrologer for that. It's going to be an interesting month. It's going to be a pretty wicked, that's, if I use that word, a wicked month when it comes to raising our vibrations, changing our evolutionary path. Each and every one of us coming together as communities, and then also seeing what is happening in the globe, because as we shift within ourselves, everything around us is going to become even that much more chaotic. And not meaning to scare you on that, but that's basically what happens when you're trying to break out of a chrysalis. So this goes right in line, just to recap: Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. Let's go through these. The next one, the last quarter moon in Leo. Lighten up, because everything that's going on, the more you're able to anchor that that vibration, that higher vibration, and you can do that by being happy, being joyful, laughing. That will, and listening to music, allow the music to raise your vibration. Then the more you're going to anchor and promote that evolutionary status for yourself. And the last was Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. And I'll tell you, this becomes free when you are at peace. If you stay at peace and allow these things to be let go, you experience a profound freedom, not only in mind, but also in heart. This is a time of generating and encouraging unconditional love. So allow that to happen. And with that, I shall bid you farewell for right now. I hope you have a wonderful full moon, and take ceremony with it. Take what it is that you are willing to let go at this time, and basically write it down and then burn it. And let that go. Enjoy your time here. Laugh a little bit, and keeping only one eye on the global arena, and keep the rest for yourself. Love yourself. Bring self-love to yourself. Once again, thank you very much for watching. If you want to receive any newsletters that also have channels for the week ahead, please go to my website, takebackyourpower.live, and sign up for the free weekly newsletter, and you will get the channels every week. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future.